Welcome to Onivia, League of Legends highlights. These are the best highlights from today's LPL matchup.
Actually, for a player like Juice, who's done much better from the head of the game. So yeah, Xiaoxu getting himself a lead as a player who is very good in this individual lead. Feels like it's exactly what RA won.
And that's a good use of that level 6 spike to do some scary things. Early Dragon goes the way of XBY. And I can now once again talk about StarCraft because Flash is back.
That's true. I thought it was matchups. Right now, he's learning the matchups again, and he's gonna like have to relearn them again. Juice might just die here. Has all out. Might try and use Xiao to get towards his turret. Gonna get the
Oh no! Misses the ult. Has to back away. Walks back into it. I have so many questions about that. Unfortunate Xiao Hao.
Gets hit by the Q3 and he gets dragged back. So it's not like he walks back, he just gets CC'd on the turret. He flashes out, but he's already got the tower aggro on him.
Yeah, it was when he flashed out, I thought he'd already gotten out of the turret shot, but no, there was one flying at that point. XPY, though, in danger, being burned down, gets a shield up. There's Daisy. Another Q comes on through. Remember, Juice, though, in a dangerous, the equalizer comes on down and burns him down. A return for the earlier failed dive could prove problematic here. Xiao Hao backs away. Q3 now stacked. Go anywhere there as the Interpro strikes used on the wave.
So Juice getting that first kill means that he is now pretty much even with Xiao Hao. That's a huge thing. We were talking about how Juice
will be doing just fine at abusing that, but 2 dragons over to RNG is a solid macro point to be able to work around from.
Anyway, central bot side dive.
The bot side dive might be coming on through. You're absolutely right. Teleport onto Daisy to make sure they can get on down here. Vikla left out to dry a little bit here. Still has the flash, still has the Valkyrie, but not really any mana. Will be dragged all out and goes on down.
Takes a fair commitment. Juice teleports
off. Of course, the gold lead individually for the Rumble isn't that extreme because it was Juice that picked up the kill down there. The problem is, as you said, this turret is all but dead. A couple more autos would do it. Tangyuan, the Ivern behind, clears out most of the way, but it's still not enough to stop the turret going down.
Yeah, goal is can they reach those carries and stop them from team fighting?
One Fong chunked to half HP and the barrier burned. Herald summoned down towards the bot lane as Xiaoxu gets on in and will try and use it as a battering ram. It's a battle herald. Huge knockups on so many people. Hongfeng kills off Dway on that Nautilus down already, but the damage back is brutal as in goes the Rumble and the rest of the damage from RA. RNG on blinking health bars. A 1-for-1, but they cannot stand to contest the dragon.
Yeah, we could get as excited as we want about the Herald battle tank, but it didn't lead to kills. It gets them the dragon, though, and that's the prize that they were looking for. RNG, they're teleporting in because they don't want to give this up, and Xiao is on so low HP, he might be forced to back off.
And now the HP bar advantage that RA did have is mitigated immediately. Double TPs come on free, and RNG claims sole point regardless.
We got so excited for RA in that team fight. Get themselves ahead with Grubs. That's not great. Now, yes, if they do win a fight, they get to go through. That's a big combo.
XPY's gone, taken out in the jungle as they were trying to give some coverage to Tangyuan, shoving in the top lane. Bullet time comes on through, and that's a kill to assume. They love that. RNG is going to really suffer into a bullet time. Xiao Hao was tasked with face checking. Look at the flank from potentially from Vikla for some serious DPS. The turnaround is okay. Bullet time onto I1. He doesn't quite get the kill. Will still get XBY in the backline though. And now Juice is teleporting in, but immediately has to back away.
You can see that the Buster Shot very nearly killed Dre as well, but not quite. So it's going to be just that 1 for none. The Summoner spells blown by RNG as well, particularly that teleport, very, very powerful. So that's going to be 6 Grubs taking down that mid lane scrub. This is the bonus of the Grubs as well. We talked about it being great for getting early gold because you can cross map, but when you win fights, towers up. Hongyuan, something like that. It's like a, I don't know, look, folks, we're trying our best now, but it's a kind of dumpling. Dragons coming up. It's that soul point. Less dumplings, more dragons.
That this would be a bit better than a dumpling, I think, for all that dim sum are some of the best things ever. Down to about 3/4 HP. Dragon resets. RNG know this could well be their moment to win. Zenith Blade just wide way, backing away from some of the damage. RNG backing into a choke point can be so risky versus that Rumble.
Okay, let's see how much value the Daisy gets. Daisy walking up. He's going to eat that Sedrani passive, though, and it's just immediately gone. XBY misusing his ultimate. Now, suddenly, they don't have that. I want to try to get engaged.
Danger. Solar Flare comes on through, but down goes the Leon over the wall. One doing a lot of work. Knocked up by the depth charge. Joy will back away. We'll have that Warmog's passive to heal on up as Juice steps on forwards. Dragon still being started. Down to half HP. Sejuani goes wide. Bullet time across 3. XBY backs out of it. Dragon secured. XBY couldn't walk through the bullet time to stay alive. Juice using the footwork to try and stay safe. Has to flash on out. Just out of range of the depth charge. Over the wall goes Xiaoshu, burning people down. Tang Yuan flashing out but does not stay alive. As the Ignite claims his life, Huang Fong has to flash. As the Harpoons begin to slow, Juice gets a Pathmaker, gets a decent all-out, gets a Zoom as he face-checks the tower.
So it means they get 1, which means that maybe Baron isn't a threat, especially with the HP bars being so low. But RNG, they don't get themselves that soul point. They lose themselves a couple of kills. They might be able to follow on for 1 more. They'll be able to stop the resets coming through from Rare Adam at the very least. But RNG, that could have been a game-winning moment for them. Instead, it becomes themselves some big item power points. However, I really look now to assume
hang on,
that's a good hook.
XBY as well. Bullet time afterwards goes across so many members. XBY is just looking at an X marks the spot and crossing his eyes as he's put in the dirt. Juice tries to go into the backline, but he's 1 versus 3 and unfortunately just doesn't have enough in the tank. That's 4 members dead. To the Baron we go. Rare Atom finding that rarest of things in League of Legends, a clean team fight.
XBY gets hooked out from the middle of the pack somehow. He gets caught out, and the Ivern does not ever want to be the one who is the cause of that pick. Juice does a decent job trying to cancel out that bullet time, but it's too late. The damage is done, and RA find themselves their 1 combo they've really...
Rare Adam about 7,000, a 3rd item for this misfortune. It's getting pretty dicey, Al.
But it is. Daisy used to face shape that brush. Again, the Daisy usage hasn't been awesome here from XBY, and that'll be something which we keep probably having to revisit in this one. He's now down 2,500 gold, and yes, Ivern can fall behind in certain matchups against the Sejuani. Not really where you want to be expecting that one, so... Alright, feels like they've walked away with a fun game for them, where they've managed to just about make the hard way.
Alright,
yeah, he's having a fun game.
Over the tanks go. They get a root down onto Iowandi, who really does not want these. He's going to back away a little bit. The depth charge comes on through, and a bullet time finishes what the rest of the team started. I don't think that bull party was one that Leona wanted to be invited to.
Iowandi also having a struggle in this game. 0 and 4, struggling to make the big engages. Not really been determining many of the fights in their favor. Instead, kind of just throwing gold over to the enemy team. Gotta feel sad for Juice. Juice has ended up doing a lot of work for RNG on that top side, but can't really do enough when his jungle support have been very, very difficult. He's also gonna get taken down now. All that work means nothing.
Yeah, and this misfortune at 3 items against a team that's far behind is doing so much work. Hell, you got a 3-item Corki on top of that. Everybody burns. I mentioned the rumble by that point. The damage is well and truly online for RA as Xiaoshu actually left behind a little bit here, but turns around the DPS, gets over the wall because his Buster shot it out. The equalizer from downtown leaves Iowandi out to dry. He's burned to a crisp. Tang Yuan is kept alive, but at the sacrifice of his support, I do not blame Iowandi for that one.
Yeah, Iowandi kind of just walks in to die again, respawns, dies, and I think the Nexus will be going with it this time.
Yeah, Rare Atom, after a close enough early game and a dodgy fight around Soul Point, smashed the rest of the game, and the damage just...
Welcome to Onivia, League of Legends highlights. These are the best highlights from today's LPL matchup.
Right, so RA now maybe they're looking towards bot lane.
There we go, going to go on into the back line. That is the Ivern. Forces the flash on out to try and stay alive, but the turnaround damage is huge, and Iowandi just goes down.
Goes down. The Trigger Seed on Sejuani gets the damage and that slow, which means it's much harder to get up.
On the Zeri will be given the possibility here of another.
So, Xiaoshu gonna opt for it. God, it's got such a big CS lead already. Again, it's normally pretty bad. Maybe I'm overselling it because it is this matchup, but yeah, Juice was doing well in this matchup before. He was even, and then he got that kill on the tower. He might be given another chance to outplay on the tower again. He will be able to hit level 6, but even with that, Joy heading up here could be a little dangerous with the Ignite on Xiaoshu available.
Q3 about to time out, and they'll use that as the opportunity to get on through. Another Q comes on through, trying to get a stack up. The W comes on down, but the Xenoblade after as well. Time flash out from Joy, now tanking the turret shots best they can. Can't quite get the kill even with the Ignite. Juice stays alive, but at about 10% HP.
Yeah, they're going to try and crash the wave. The thing is that no one can push the wave in right here because it's just the Ivern on the other side of the turret. Juice can just clear the wave, so Xiaoshu may be making a mistake now fighting bot lane. It's not going to be that much, it's going to be the flash out. Juice, good understanding. I can't remember as much of that show, but I remember bits and pieces. I remember enjoying my just looking at Zenith Blade over. That's a good Daisy knockup. Gets a lot there. This could be a Zenith Blade.
Goes on in. The knockup is decent for XPY. He's so low, burning out. Gets the Stranglethorns down. Not quite dead yet. Just about alive, but Iwandi still falls. The turnaround might be scary with the plants all around and about, all empowered by that Stranglethorns, but everyone backs out. Red buff was secured by Xiao Hao, and they get the kill on Iwandi and the flash of XPY.
That's the big thing. The last bit you mentioned there, the flash of XPY, is very important. Because yes, I can.
I can't hear you.
Yeah. But look, RNG coming into this game, into this second one, this has not been as clean an early game. Xiaoxi looking to maybe get an overheat, has the Ignite as well, hits the Electro Harpoon.
Lord, that's so much damage, he's just gone. Run down the lane and Xiaoxu gets the solo.
And this is what happens when you don't have that slightly better earlier start and you don't get that kill gifted to you in that tower dive. Juice is not even, he is not able to survive through to the point where he can get up to that Chaotic Rooken and then shrug off a lot of the Rumble's efficacy in that laning phase where he's so good at being efficient at taking down tanks. Xiaoxu, because he sees the enemy top laner, giving that leash, not getting position on that first wave, gets the attention of jungle and support after that point too. Juice cannot play this game. This is what happens when you do give that early game over. Fight on the bot side.
Jump forward way, takes that one down. Iwandi going to be maybe forced to ult, not quite yet now. Oh, does, but XPY in the backline with no flash goes on down. The Stranglethorns is solid, but it's just on to Daisy, who's the one taking the turret aggro now. Iwandi with no ult, no real way to go. A Hextech Alistair still makes for a fine breakfast for Vikla here on this fine Monday morning.
Yeah, the cogs and gears come apart of the Hextech Alistair, and he is put back into the production line. RNG yet to get a kill, yet to get a tower, yet to get grubbed. They have one dragon, so it's not a perfect game, but RA will return that favor and get themselves the first Hextech dragon of this game themselves. RNG, their early game has just fallen to pieces, and to me, a lot of this comes through this kind of mounting pressure about the place. Assume jumps in with another great lightning crash over the wall, and the first solar flare of the game really nails that fight too. It gets right on Vikla might be in trouble.
Rappers, yeah, Vikla could be in danger here. Might be singing a different song, and namely a dirge as Juice is being flame roasted here. You take your smoothies hot, apparently, says the Rumble. Bot lane, everyone, Vikla survives. Flash on forward for a solar flare. Iwandi immediately ults. It's a good pulverize to deny that Zenith Blade. XPY now coming on over. Will throw down grasping roots and the rest of it to try and get those plants on out.
And it's nearly to the same level. Also going to get himself a very quick blue buff steal with the Ivan passive. And RNG being penned in towards their towers now. Ulting quite soon, but again, just to try and force on stuff. One funky then blows the flash on the solar flare. Mid turret goes down. There are still 4 grubs for RA, which makes it easier for them to take those things. Dragon up in 45 seconds. They can reset before that one. The mid turret's already down. RA, great objective setup, whilst also getting themselves a lot of gold.
Does it that, and again, RA will be in position to contest. Reset will be a touch late, but on the other hand, if they give this up with the trade as it stands, and 5,000 gold at 15 minutes is a significant lead. Let's make no mistake about it.
21 is going to get spotted in the spot.
Herald to get more of that standing gold.
Yeah, so RA, they'll be able to use this to break through whatever the remaining parts of the map they need to. Moving with force up towards the top side. RA, for all their dominance, have not managed to break these out of turrets. Juice is trying to defend this. He doesn't have that flash. He does have the ultimate. Maybe he has a good W, can outplay something here, but he's not got even the Chaotic Rook, and he is going to be dead to rights.
No flash either means Juice, once again, is swiftly consumed. This time by Assume, who gets his vitamins for the day quite happily. 2-0 and 3 on the Zeri. He's having a very good game himself.
Yes, Assume has been continually using that ult as a burst tool. They had a closer game one. It felt like the team fights were where they fell apart, but besides that, they were not looking awful. Juice, oh, Juice, he doesn't have the flash again. Very lucky that the Zenith Blade doesn't hit. I thought he was going to potentially get taken down for another kill there. He's still going to be able to push it. This top side turret, there are no objective banners sadly for them, but they're also going to lose themselves an inner turret here on the other side of the map. So RNG continually losing across the map.
UI has to flash, but the slow still lands, and the equalizer gets a chunk. Daisy will be traded as Tway will decide, despite not having the flash, he's happy to take this step on forwards. Isn't pulled back, gets away with it. I wondered there whether there might be some danger, but Tangyuan being on the top turret meant that they were pretty happy to take that risk with some of the damage not being available. The Wild Xiaoxu has got a shove in towards mid lane, and a chunk onto this tier 2 there as well.
RA just continually controlling the map. RNG to give some gold over to the mid laner.
Invested in that fight or not, either way, Summoner is burned, and iWandi just sort of gets to walk out with that one. Unfortunately, no flash on XBY, and Zyra is a book pressing. That's some pressed flowers, and again, another one for the collection of Assume.
Yeah, that one's gonna end up in a flower book. That one is like, oh, look at this lovely example of a Zyra,
dead Zyra.
of a Zyra that didn't have flash and got solar flared. We called this out in the early game. Every time you see Zyra, I think Leona raises up in priority even more than she already is, because she's so good at not just removing the flash from Zyra, but just punishing her every time she's out of position, and has that down. Joy, much more confident game from him in this game too. He's been playing very, very well around his solar flares and getting that CC through. That was going to buy RA another in a turret. Man, they have to teleport in and be there in full strength pretty much at all times, because RA can tank up this Baron and burn it down very, very quickly. Xiaoshu on the flank off Vision.
Juice will buffer away there briefly, goes all out onto the Leona betway, burning down,
word.
but the damage is already absolutely foul! Into the backline goes Assume and murders a couple. Tanyuan just about survives, but you killed the Leona. At what cost? Your jungler's dead, your support is dead, Baron's alive, and Vikla can't find the resetting Tanyuan.
Yeah, there's no smite, there's no HP bars. RNG, they're going to give up the Baron from this, off of trying to defend the Baron Vision, but then they pull themselves out of position in the mid lane and leave themselves open to engage. I think Juice ended up kind of just throwing his team under the bus. He tried to get himself to safety with that all out, and all he did was bring the CC towards the rest of his team into a choke point, which allowed Xiaoshu a godlike equalizer. It's going to be a Dragon over the side of RNG, so they get themselves that soul point, but at what cost? They're behind 10,000 gold in 23 minutes. Really timestamp for that to come through. RNG, they have just been blasted in this game too. Game 1 was fairly close. This has been anything but that.
Right side, there's yellow outlines on those inner turrets. They've got themselves some
they got
bounties
them-
to
they got
work
them
with.
out now,
That's
though.
the win condition now.
Oh, that's
Soul,
great.
Get some bounties, fight for soul. It's all fine for RNG, right?
Yeah,
Right.
just ace the whole team, take a couple of towers, you're back in. Wow, that's so easy. So RA gonna start mounting up with their cavalry now and go towards this top lane out of turret. Use those bushes to get the extra auto attack buff. The magic damage towards everyone in those brushes, and continue to start sieging away.
I call to mind all time by the angriest lawnmower of all time. As the case is under siege. No, we'll be not offering context at this time as to what the Terra Terminator is.
Yeah. Well, you say that. Go watch Romeo and Juliet. Fantastic movie. For some reason, Ozzy Osbourne's in
It's
there.
a reindeer.
Look, that was just the thing. Anyway, alright. They are walking in towards the enemy base, and they're mowing down everything they can as they go forwards. Dway does have flash, does have the trigger seed. He's tanking that RNG maybe a bit on.
iWandi chunked right out though, because Assume has way more damage than I think they were thinking on Tangman burning down to the Leandry's not quite yet. XBY hitting some of that chain lightning, just about to survive. They go back to the base, defender's advantage holds them alive for a moment, but they've got double inhibitors down and Baron's still going. They are quite happy to stick around and keep sieging.
Raratsum, they were pushed the fence a little bit in some parts of game 1, but this game has been anything
Goodbye, Leona.
but that. Leona has died. The Nexus is bare though, and RA march towards it.
Juice down about 10% HP again. The Nexus is indeed bare, and RA make their statement a strong one indeed. A very strongly worded letter to RNG. As they
These were the best highlights from today's LPL matchup. Click that subscribe button faster than Ramus can say.
Okay.
See you on the next one.